Hey, what it is, what it is, what it is. Y'all already know it is. It's one of your hosts. One of your hosts. The big boss hog, boss dog, cake poke through the door. Hit the top to this boxer. We got the other host right here. Coach B, aka Brody on the hustle. Salute to all our soldiers, man. This is Clutch Factory. Y'all know what it is. We clutched up, we clutched out. You know what we talking about. All the time we talking about that boxing. You know what I'm saying? We might veer off in another direction. But today we got a series of topics we're gonna talk about. And we talking about that boy Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about Clarissa Shields, the GOAT. And we talking about Canelo and Turkey a la Sheik, Mr. Bati Kaneguningani. But before we get in all that, coach, man, how you been, man? Everything good with you?
My bad, a little technical difficulties. Yeah. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell y'all all the time. Every day God wake you up, you got breath in your body, everything else is extra, be blessed. And that's what I've been doing, striving for excellence, and y'all should be too, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, it's a clutch factory. We clutched up, we clutched out, you know exactly what we be talking about when we get on here. And just to let y'all know, we shooting for a different platform this time around. We're gonna try to keep everybody involved on this channel. We don't want to feel like nobody's welcome to this channel. It don't matter what your opinion is and how you feel. When we here to talk boxing, we try to make everybody feel included on this channel, and that's what we're here to do tonight on this broadcast, on this podcast, excuse me.
That's facts. That's facts. And we grown men. So if you got positive, constructive criticism, put in the comment section, man, how our channel could be better. And you know what I'm saying? If it's good, we may utilize it. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to the meat and potatoes of the situation. Jake Paul. All right. Jake Paul, man, is coming into boxing and he got a lot of money. So a lot of dudes selling their soul to fight him. That's how I call it. They selling their soul. But the question I got for you, Coach, is Jake Paul running boxing?
Uh, Straightforward, straight shooter with it. Yeah, I mean, I know I see what these promoters in the sport of boxing see when you bring an attraction like Jake Paul, because he doesn't just bring your typical boxing fan or your typical casual boxing fan along when he puts on these fights. Don't matter who it's against. I don't care if it's Mike Tyson or any of those UFC fighters, retired boxers, whoever. It doesn't matter. He brings viewership to the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because he carries over with the sponsor, and I can respect the business move and the business aspect of it, but at the same time, it's a lot of things that I foresee or sometimes just look at, and it's like, okay, it's a lot of people who talk down on boxers in general when they do certain things. For instance, in my opinion, if I'm looking at Paul and I'm like, man, I think that dude might be on steroids. Why won't he ever take, a real test and fight real boxers? Simply, in my opinion, you put two and two together, it's steroids. Something got to be involved, especially if you know Jake Paul from when he really started out as a YouTuber. He was a small, slender type of cat, and all of a sudden you just bulk up and you out here fighting, real life, middleweights, light heavies and stuff like that, and you actually giving them a run for their money. Come on now, something got to be involved. That's just not the typical way a human of that, DNA structure comes out. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yes, I think he's running boxing. Not only that, they're starting to sanction some of his fights, and it's crazy. It's going on people's records, whether they win or lose. I get it. The last one, I'm all with it. I want you to pay the old guy Mike Tyson 50 mil. That's cool with me. But at the same time, it's like I don't like the extra shenanigans that goes on behind it. I don't like the fact that you can kind of predict what's going to happen. So I think boxing should, if he want to do his thing, he should be able to create his own type of sanctioning body because he has the money to do it. He has the sponsors to back it. I think it should be a fine line separated from what Jake Paul does from what actual boxers do. You know what I'm saying? And that's my topic right there. I mean, that's my point on that topic right there.
Yeah, I agree. Jake Paul, man, I think they should make a celebrity boxing and separate that from real boxing. If you're gonna be a celebrity boxer, have its own genre, just like rap. You got trap, you got country rap, you got whatever. I think they need to make their own genre Let them go over there. He can be the face of celebrity boxing. But real boxing, man, he don't need to be involved with it because I feel like he messing up our sport. For starters, he making anybody feel like they could just come get in the ring and fight. You know what I mean? And you know, boxing is not a sport where you can just come off the street and step in the ring and think you finna do something against somebody who been doing this their whole life or been doing this a little while and know the sport. So I feel like he's disrespecting the sport, he's disrespecting the fighters, and people who really, you know, who really come from nothing. You know, some people use boxing to, you know, make it out of their situation. Jake Paul been made out of his situation. He's a Disney character. You know what I'm saying? So we just being blunt. You know what I mean? So I think that although he trains like a real fighter, uh, I think his antics and everything that he has disrespects the sport of boxing. So that's just straight up with it. Hopefully they do create another genre, but if they don't, boxing is gonna quickly sink to the point where it's gonna be a laughing stock. People gonna look at it like WWF.